So I came back out here. It didn't rain like the weather report said, thankfully. And I've been working all day on it, and I'm tired. As you can see, I got the two corner posts in. I mean, I kind of say that unconfidently, however you want to put it. I came out here, I measured, I leveled, I did all kinds of things, and I was like, all right, and I dug out the holes. I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet, I'm going to dig it out and do it right. So for this one, when I measured, I felt like the measurement came up where I needed to go that way with it. And for this one, I measured and it needed to come this way with it. And that's what I did. I dug it out, got everything set up. I actually hand dug the gravel out, as much of it as I reasonably could, put it back in the bags, dug it out, and then didn't put gravel back in. I was like, I'm gonna wait and make sure. And then I had to go get these, they call them furring strips or something, from Home Depot with some screws so I could do this properly and like brace it and stuff. I'm still not doing it really properly, but anyway, what am I dropping? Everything's falling and rolling down the hill and everything. Oh man, oh man. So I braced these, I got it leveled. It's way higher than I expected. I tried to flush these up with the tops of my posts over there, which I trimmed down, and that went about as well as you can imagine because I suck at cutting. It's actually not so much that I suck at cutting today because I use a couple of things. I got what do they call them, like a rafter square, and that really helped me. But since my original cuts were so bad, I couldn't get the flush cut. So let me show you this butcher job I did trying to level these out. Look at that. This is level. Oops. This was level up to this, I think, was level. But because my cut was so bad originally, if you can see my marker there, I don't know, I messed it up. It needed to be cut at an angle. And the way I was doing it didn't do that for me. So I'm going to have to like shim this up or something to make that not as atrocious. Same thing happened over here. It was at an angle. There we go. And I tried to do it better, but ended up doing basically the same thing. And you can see this, my mark here, because as far as I can tell, using my string line and everything, that makes it line up perfectly, well, perfectly with that post over there. So this beam has to end here and go this way. So what I'm going to try to do, I might just leave this, but I'd like to cut it at an angle, and then I might put another post here to share the load. So as you can imagine, it probably wouldn't have been fun to watch me fiddling with all this stuff. And I really hope all this is level. I don't know. Working on a slope is like, I'm a noob, alright? I'm a novice. I'm doing all sorts of things wrong. But working on a slope is the worst idea ever. It's like, I knew that it would be more challenging. Alright, that does not look level to me. Is it level? The level said it was level. But as you can see, I didn't cut it yet. I just put the whole damn board in, and I'm going to try to cut it later, which is going to be a whole nother thing. But anyway, there's a number of things I'm daunted about with this project. One thing is I'm afraid of heights, so I'm really wondering how how it's going to go once I get up to some elevation, especially the roofing aspect of it. It's gonna be something anyway. But I thought, you know, I know the foundation is like the crucial thing. If you can get it square, if you can get it level, then from there on you won't run into as many problems. I understand that. But man, oh man, I'm getting a call. Hope that doesn't interrupt the video. Did I underestimate? I don't know, I guess I underestimated just what a whole thing that was gonna be. Like I didn't anticipate it to be so difficult. Also, I don't know, you may have noticed in like that hole and that hole, since they're dug out so much, I used the gravel bags and tried to backfill a little bit so I didn't waste all my concrete on all this empty hole. That went about as well as you could expect as well. But yeah, I don't know, it caused it to drain a lot faster, so I ended up using 1.5 gallons per hole. I don't know how bad that's going to end up being. Oh man, this is a thing, and it's not making me look with much optimism towards the future of this project, but we trudge along, I guess, don't we? It's supposed to storm tomorrow again. If it doesn't, then I'm hoping to come out here, get that last post in place, and get my beam set up. Right now, just like today, I may not film it all because I'm just focusing on trying to get this stuff done. It's taken me way longer than I would like to do what I'm doing, so having to film and everything, I'm not capturing everything the way I want to, but I don't know, we'll see what the weather report looks like, and maybe tomorrow I'll come back out. If not, then we'll have to wait a couple days. But that's where we are for now. Not sure exactly what else I might try to do for a wrap up here today, but yeah, have fun laughing at my expense. I sure am. Well, I decided to take another chance and come out here today, even though they were predicting a thunderstorm later this afternoon. It is, I don't know, around 12:30 maybe. And everything was dry. It was all good. And as soon as I got out here and got set up, like as soon as I was getting a tool out of the bag, I heard it coming through the trees. So as long as it doesn't like lightning and thunder and whatnot, I'm gonna just give it a minute, see if it'll calm down. And if it does, then I'll try to get to work. Hopefully it doesn't make it too muddy out here. Well, I brought my good camera to actually properly vlog what I was going to do here, but due to the weather, I was too afraid to bring it out. So we're back on the cell phone for now. But as you can see, all the footings are in place. And I went back and recut these to get them more level and more proper cuts. Unfortunately, I screwed up again on this one, but it's close enough, and I got these little like paper thin shims there that sort of help. Everything else I have is too thick. I could try to saw up something a little more appropriate. Maybe I will. I don't know. But instead of leaving those jagged edges I had last time, I just went ahead and re-leveled, cut them down even more. And I double, triple, quadruple checked everything the best I could, to the point where it's like, I hope it's just good enough. I know it's not going to be perfect, obviously. But anyway, since these over here are set, I just set that pier today. And when I was sawing it, I kind of moved it, and you could kind of hear it grinding a bit. Partly maybe because the hole is so shallow, but partly maybe because it hasn't set well enough. So I don't know if I'll be able to do anything with that, but I'm gonna go get my other tools and see if we can go ahead and start laying the beam, at least on this side. Yeah, we'll see. See how it goes. So, got my marks for my cut on that board, and I was testing there with these up. If it is it even 8 feet across, and on that side at least it is. So what I need to do is try to figure out where even is. I don't know if my posts actually line up the way I want them to, so I need to try and make sure it's square. And I don't think I'll be able to pull square off of my posts, unfortunately. So I need to know like where the framing is going to go. That's what I'm thinking right now anyway. I could be completely wrong. So we're a little bit off over there when I try to get the board lined up perfectly, but the problem is that board that I have is too short for this side. Apparently that measurement's off as well. Hooray. And that board is too short for any other usage. So, let me think about this. Alright, so I've got a board there. That's going to be a pain because that is the board that isn't level. But what I'm going to try to do is cut a board and sister it up with that one just like I did with that one, so I can move that board out and hopefully have a square end back that way. And if I can do that, then all the measurements I take off of that should tell me what I need to know, I think. So that's what I'm going to try to do. The weather looks like it's churning again, so I don't know how much more I'll be able to do or film, but we'll give it a go. Well, we'll see what that gives us. I may have to try to shim it or whatever, but these are the kind of nails that I'm using. Like spiral nails are supposed to hold better, so see if I'll tack it in with a couple of these. That made it low. Didn't level. Alright, so I think what I've done there was enough to give that full bearing on the beam, and to square it up the best I can tell, like it's flush on both corners or both edges of that corner on that board. So that's kind of what I'm using as my measurement or my gauge of how centered or how square it is on that corner. I think what I need to do is just get this put together, mounted, cut this one to length so we get the full 12 feet, and then that'll give me an idea of where I'm at. I don't know. Without having it both, without being able to measure the diagonals, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. But the other problem we have here is putting that board there and scooting that one back, basically put that beam completely on the second board there. Well, it looks straight to me. So comfortable. That's what I'm going to call close enough. So just in case you were wondering, I'm not just going to toenail these. I have these plates that I'm going to put on them. The only problem is this one is so damn wonky. I don't know if I'll be able to do it until I get this cut down. I was going to do them on the outside, but I'm kind of wondering if doing it on the inside would be better, because my posts are lining up a bit better there. So I might do that. So maybe we cut this one. I need to put more nails in it to join these, maybe get another plate or two to join those. Or like I can join these maybe if I get a 2x4 or something and put down in here and nail them together more, and that'll help support this end as well. So that's probably the way to do it right there. So the question now if I have time, is do I go ahead and put these plates on, or do I wait until I've got that and take my measurements? Well, that one's actually pretty good to go, so let me go ahead and put a board up there and see what my measurements are looking like. Alright, so on that one I got about 173 and 7/8, I think. That one we had about 173 and like 3/8, so we're a little bit off. It's actually surprisingly close for how shoddily I've been doing this. But I'm going to try measuring from the other corner. I haven't cut that one yet. Alright, 172 and 7/8. I either wrote that down wrong or I got a different measurement the first time. Damn mosquitoes. Alright, yeah. 172 and 3/8. Alright, so we're at 173 and a quarter to my mark on that one. I'm about to redo it just to double check here. But yeah. So I'm not really sure what to do about that at this point with the way this is. There's probably something I could do with this to fix that. But I'm kind of wondering if, because I want all these to have full bearing, which right now the way I have them they do. So I wonder if there's a correction to make, if I can make that with the foundation, or what do you call it? The foundation, the framing for the floor joist, you know? If I can make it square on this that way, so that however it's sitting on this, which shouldn't be too far off. That's about, what, 3/8 of an inch, I think, that I'm off there. Which, as far as I understand, is too much. I think you want to be within 1/8 of an inch. So I'm kind of just wondering if it's possible to leave this as is, and that seemingly minor correction, I'm sure that will add up to a lot in the end if you leave it, but I just wonder if it's possible to, let me measure to the sides. So about 8 feet on the dot there. So back here, I am about 8 feet on the dot, which is what I wanted. Up there, I'm a little bit off. So if I did scoot that out a bit, I might make up for that diagonal, and that would solve the problem. So I'm going to see what I get there. That should put me about 8 feet on the dot. Close enough, hopefully. Helped a little bit, but it did not correct for it. Getting our 8s at least. That's the idea here. I left my hammer again. This one's still good. Well, I think that's about the best I can do at this juncture. I got the, as far as I can tell, back, middle, and 2 spots for the joints, and the ends all say we're at about 8 feet on the dot. And we're both about 12 feet in length, 8 by 12. That's all I can think to do at the moment. What I might do is hold off on putting these in. I mean, it'll be a pain in the ass to get it undone regardless, but this would definitely be a pain. So I might just go ahead and tack those and cut the end off, and we'll be good to just put the plates on, I guess, afterwards. Another day. What will change in that time, I don't know, but maybe I'll think of something and regret if I make any hasty decisions here. Somehow hammering it this way made it go that way. Well, the rain's coming, so I'm just gonna finish nailing that one, and we're gonna call it a day. I gotta put a bag over this before it gets wet. Ah! Alright, it didn't rain that bad or for too long, so I'll just show you where we're at now, I guess. Does that sound good? So I got that nailed in. That one is still a little bit off. I might see what I can do with that at a later point, but it's not off by much. I don't think it would make any difference. It's just, you know, one of those things. But in any case, this is it. I checked it. For some reason, this side here, when I put those little furring strips across to check level, and everything checks level except for this here. When I'm over there, it says level. When I'm over here, it says it's not level. I don't know if it was just an issue with the board or whatever, but whether it is or it is not, I think that's something I'll deal with at a later point. But, you know, when I was setting up, measuring, and I was running these strips and checking level and all that stuff, everything was looking good. So hopefully all of that effort pays off, and that was just some anomaly with the board. I don't know. In any case, this is the shoddy work we get to deal with. This is the foundation, I guess, and hopefully everything was done well enough. I really hate that I had to do the double posts over there, especially with this middle one here, being that this board is hardly even on that. That's a bummer, but at least both of them are resting on concrete, so I got that going for me. But yeah, beyond that, you know, I mean, it is extra support. That's always a good thing, I guess, unless there's some reason this done this way is a bad thing. But I guess it is what it is at this point. You know, this is what we're dealing with. So, you know, I've watched a lot of building videos, I've learned a lot of things, but, you know, putting it into practice and doing all this stuff on your own, especially by yourself, without anybody to help you kind of check everything as you're doing it, you know, hopefully we ended up in a pretty good spot, all things considered. And next step is putting the framing on. I have 2 more bags of concrete that I'm probably going to add to some of these. I was considering maybe getting a few more bags and kind of topping all these holes off for extra strength. I don't know if I really need to. Something I got to think about. But in any case, besides that, start working on the floor framing, I guess. So that's gonna do it for today. I gotta get all of my junk together. I think I've got everything set up here. Okay, and I'm gonna head out and call it a day. Whew, it was frustrating. Anyway, calling it a day. Enough jibber jabber. See you on the next one.